Hey guys, what's up? Scott Lennox here from Hooked on OC and Fishing OC, sitting in the studio once again with Brian Tinkler from Sunset Marina. We are here to talk about a really cool event that's coming to Ocean City. It's been around for a year or so, but this time it's going to be on the East Coast this summer. It's called the Mongo Offshore Challenge. We're here with Jeremy Cox via Zoom. It's the first time we've done this for the TV show or the social media stuff. What's up, Jeremy?
Hey guys, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man, thanks for joining us. So you got a really cool event that started over on the Gulf Coast, right?
That's correct. We started in February 2020, right in the middle of COVID. Not by choice, but it ended up with 66 teams that summer in the Gulf. Last year we had 132 teams in the Gulf. By God's grace, man, that first year, 2020, we set a new Alabama state record. Somebody weighed in Alabama state record, 851-pound blue marlin in the Mongo. So that sort of put us on the map and went viral, and everybody just loves our format.
That's awesome. So what sort of payouts? I know it won't be comparable over here on the East Coast for the first couple of years, but what sort of payouts do you have over there?
Sure. So it's all based on boat entries. So it's you pick what pot you're going to get in, and we take the total pot and we pay out 85% of that pot. So if you're a blue marlin and say we got $100,000 in that pot, we pay out first place is $85,000. And you can fish, mahi, wahoo, tuna, swordfish, or blue marlin, and you can pick and choose what categories to get in. Starts in May 1st and runs all the way through September 30th. Fish as much as you want, as often as you want. And we also take your official weights from big game tournaments that you fish, as long as they're established big game tournaments.
Why don't we talk categories real quick? Do you have them in front of you, or you want me to? I got my phone ready if you want to read them off my phone. Yeah,
I got it in my brain.
Man. Yeah, go for it.
So the categories on the East Coast is mahi. It's a minimum. It's $500 to get in. We do have some optionals in there that you can choose to pick if you want to get some extra payouts. $500 for the year for the mahi. $500 for the year. Well, let me take minimums real as well. So the mahi is $500 to get in, and the minimum weight on the mahi is 40 pounds. Wahoo is $500 for the year, and minimum weight is 60 pounds. Big eye is $1,000. Minimum weight's 150 pounds. That's easy for you guys. The yellowfin is $1,000 and 150 pounds. I know that's a lot of people say that's a really big yellowfin for the East Coast, but if y'all look at your state records from Massachusetts all the way down to Florida, everybody has big yellowfins that are in the mid 200, like 220, 230. They're catchable fish, and we're after the Mongos. Remember that. So just because you might not catch a 200-pound yellowfin every season, well, the Mongo is sort of for those unexpected fish. Not everybody catches a Mongo. Not everybody's ever caught a 118-inch blue marlin. And then swordfish is 200 pounds minimum, and it's 1,500 for the entry. And blue marlin is 2,500 for the entry, and it's 118 inches.
How about with those minimums set that high and everything? What happens in the event that those minimums aren't met for that current season on the East Coast? What happens to that pot of dough?
That actually happened on the mahi division for the Gulf Coast in 2020. So our minimum for mahi is 40 pounds. And nobody caught a 40-pounder. There's plenty of 30-pounders, 35-pounders caught. So what happened is that pot rolled over. So last year, it was a $17,000 pot in 2020. That rolled over to 2021, and that was an extra 17 grand in there up for grabs. So last year, somebody weighed in a 44-pound mahi to win it in the Gulf, and they won $62,000. And it's only a $500 entry. So $500 got them $62,000. That's a pretty good payday.
Well, we were delighted to join you as a weigh station in Ocean City at both the Ocean City Fishing Center and Sunset Marina. In addition to those two properties, I know MR Ducks is participating as well. So basically anybody in the Mid-Atlantic that's entered into your event, if they happen to be fishing out of Ocean City, they can weigh at any one of those three properties. Is that right?
That's correct. We have 45 weigh stations set up from Cape Cod all the way around to Texas. And the East Division is separate from the Gulf Division. So the East Coast is not necessarily competing against the Gulf. The Gulf is competing against their own. East is competing against your own. So what it is you could be fishing out of your hometown of Massachusetts, and say you're coming down to fish the Ocean City Tuna Tournament or the White Marlin Open in Ocean City, you're fun fishing before the tournament or after the tournament, you can use Sunset and the Marina to weigh in. And then we'll also take your weights during those tournaments from those tournament official weights. So it's good for boats that travel, because a lot of times they'll come in town a week or two early and do some fun fishing. Well, if they happen to catch a giant fish on those fun trips, now they can come in and weigh it in and possibly win. Last year we had a couple teams in the Gulf that caught their winning fish in tournaments. Like our winning blue marlin last year was 793 pounds. There's a boat called It Just Takes Time. In fact, I believe they got a slip at Sunset for the White Marlin Open in the Mid-Atlantic tournaments in July and August. They told me they're coming up there with their new 80. But they caught their winning fish in the Biloxi tournament, the Mississippi tournament, Gulf Coast Billfish Classic, 793 pounds. So they won that tournament, and then they ended up winning the Mongo as well with that same fish.
That's pretty cool to be able to overlap like that. That's a great segue. Yeah. So what events local to Ocean City or the regional area, what tournaments are available for this?
Right now it's the Ocean City Tuna Tournament, the White Marlin Open, the Hook Big Fish Classic, the Mid-Atlantic tournaments, and we'll also include club events. So if you're in a big game club there, we'll include those club events as long as they're weighed in on our official weigh scales at Sunset or the fishing center.
Right, and that would include the Ocean City Marlin Club, which the majority of our folks around here belong to.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Jeremy, are there any time constraints or anything like that? I know that it doesn't sound like there's any distance from port constraints, because you can leave from Rhode Island and weigh at Sunset Marina. But is there any kind of IGFA rules or anything like that? Because some of these tournaments have different hours available.
The biggest one that is, and I don't think it'll affect guys too much, but to keep the regions fair, we made it 250 miles from shore. So to keep people from fishing Bermuda, we kept it 250 miles from shore, from Cape Cod to Cape Canaveral. There is no time constraint, so you can fish as often as you want. It is an app-based tournament, so once people enter, they go to mongooffshore.com to register their boat. They'll download the Mongo Offshore app. It's a free app, and that's how they score their fish, and they also check out for their fishing trips. And what that does, even for fans, we have thousands of people who download the app every year just to follow along with the tournament, because they can see who's fishing every day. So if you got 20 boats out of Sunset that goes fishing on a Saturday, they all check out before they go, and anybody can see that. So it's actually fun. You can say, "Oh man," and then you can call your buddies, "Hey, what'd y'all catch? I know you're out there. I'll send you check out." Or if they catch a fish and they weigh it in, that leaderboard and that video and pictures are uploaded on that app real time. So you can see as the leaderboard changes, you can see photos behind the scenes. It's sort of interactive, especially if you've weighed a fish and you're sitting in the leader spot. Say you're sitting in the tuna leader spot, you got your 200-pound big eye up there. If you have some buddies that is in the big eye and they're out fishing, you feel like you're in a tournament. You're sitting there watching the app. You're like, I hope he doesn't catch something today. You're rooting him on, but you're also not, So it makes that feeling of when you're in a tournament, especially if you're on a leaderboard, from following along on the app.
Yeah.
How about the video documentation component of it? Can you speak to, is that fighting the fish, boating the fish, at the scales? What kind of information do you look for there?
We need a video of the measurement of the fish on the dock with 2 witnesses. And then we need a video and photos of the fish hanging with the weight with 2 witnesses. And then that's uploaded to our app. And then we do some verification. We reach out to the witnesses. The witnesses cannot be on that person's vessel. So typically the witnesses are the Marina staff. They're the ones who say, yeah, this is legit. It was 123 inches. It weighed 730 pounds. And then we verify all that. And then we upload our leaderboards. Same thing with the meat fish. The meat fish, we don't have to have a length on, but we have to have verification of the weight and 2 witnesses that were not on that vessel. And that's all on the app. They fill out all that information. We do have rules in there. We have special rules for swordfish. You're allowed to throw darts. You're allowed to find them out of the gunnel, but you're not allowed to fight a swordfish with the electric on. So, like your Daiwa Dindos, your Shimano Beastmasters, some Hooker products, and with handles, with cranks, you're allowed to fight them with that as long as it's unplugged. But if you're just using an LP with no handle crank, we don't allow swordfish like that. You have to actually fight the fish. And, no jug fishing, unattended rods, basically free floating jugs out there, without rods attached to them that are in the boat. We don't allow that. You can set as many lines in your boat as you want, but not free floating drifting lines. Everything else is in the spirit of the IGFA. We want everybody to use the best sportsmanship as they do in any other tournament. A lot of it is peer enforced. We don't want people to, we're not going to sit there and measure your leader, make sure it's not, under 30 feet and not 31 feet, but we expect you guys, the teams, to abide by IGFA rules, and abide by their own state and federal rules, as well. We do have some, rules in there. We allow, you can hand the rod off after you fight the fish, and one time after you hook up the fish, things like that are not in the IGFA. We do allow some things like that, but other than that, it's pretty standard what you do in your normal weekend tournaments.
You have early registration through April 15th. That's right. And then final registration has to be done by midnight on April 30th. But between April 15th and April 30th, the rate goes up 10% per category. Is that right?
That's correct. Yeah. So right now,
discount.
It's a discount for early registration.
There you go.
But the price still goes up.
Yeah, exactly. So So for easy math, it's $500 to get into the mahi right now. On April 16th, it goes up to $550.
Jeremy, before we finish up, man, give us the contact info if somebody wants to check out more information, sign up, that kind of thing.
Yeah. So MongoOffshore.com. Check us out. I really appreciate you guys having me on, and I've been looking forward to it.
Brian, anything else?
Sounds good. No, that's good.
Jeremy,
Welcome aboard, Jeremy.
Yeah, thanks very
Hope
much
you
for
have a
joining
great
us,
summer.
man.
Yeah.
Maybe you can make it up here this summer. We can meet you in person, but good luck with the tournament. I think you can have plenty of boats in it, man.
Yeah, I got a lot of family in Maryland. I was actually born in Annapolis. I live in Pensacola now, but we're definitely planning a trip up that way, and probably around the White Marlin Open sometime in August. We'll come up and visit everybody up that way.
That's awesome, man. All right, make sure you check out the Mongo Offshore Challenge online. Sign up there and all that good stuff. Brian, thanks very much.
Thank you.
Jeremy, thanks very much. Peace.